In like July when I first read about Satoshi's place, I saw that and I was like, this is a really cool idea. Lightning's really cool now. And I finally like appreciated how fantastic Lightning was going to be for the whole Bitcoin ecosystem. So I thought it was ideas like, oh, what's something I could build like Satoshi's place? So somehow within like 5 minutes I had the fantastic idea of let's build Conway's Game of Life. And if you don't know, Conway's Game of Life is of cellular automaton. It's really more just a whole bunch of academic wankery, but it's really cool because it's capable of universal computation, so you can do a lot of really cool things with it. So it's already running on server on my computer right here. So if we give it a minute to synchronize. These are just little cells that are interacting with each other. And there's some basic rules for if a cell is alive, in this case a black cell, if what it should do for the next frame. And if a cell is not living, like the white cells, what it should do for the next next step based on the cells that are around it. So in this case, I had it just set up a little thing in the beginning there, and it evolved into this big section, all these things that are happening here. So these are called gliders, and you can construct these gliders with just basic cells that move across the screen as it steps forward in time. So for what I've built here is a way to interact with this simulation that's going by sending payments over the Lightning Network. So you can draw, let's say, I don't know a lot about how to build stuff with Satoshi's Game of Life, Conway's Game of Life, because I've never heard of it. I've put in these little templates that you can have that like place things down for you, and let's place down a couple of gliders. So when you decide to submit, it goes and generates an invoice for you, hopefully. Something broken. What? No. Here, let's restart. It would generate an invoice for you, and then you'd go and pay it. Let's put it on another glider, and it picks a random color each time you start it. Oh, here we go. Hey. Oh, you know what I think happened? I started the server before it was connected to the server, to the Lightning node, which is actually running on another server. And then when you actually pay the invoice, if I got my password right, which I didn't, it goes and it puts it down there. So there's a lot more than this. So you can build these things called glider guns, and what these do is when you place them down, oops, they can, I'm going somewhere with this, I promise. I really wish I had Joule here because that would make everything a lot simpler. These glider guns are designed in such a way that they can build gliders automatically, and you can almost see it getting constructed. Oh, it's lagging. Yeah, it just spawned a glider there, and then I mirrored that in the wrong way, didn't I? I was supposed to have it pointing it that way. But the idea is, people would pick different colors and decide, I'm going to be red or green or blue or something like you'd have for Agario or games like that. And this isn't built yet, but talk to Koala, and he has a lot of really cool ideas. Things I'd like to integrate into this is, if a certain color is really popular in a certain area, we can say that area is owned by a certain color. And people could build these gliders of their color and have them shoot across the map and start trying to invade each other in other people's areas. And right now this map is only 256 by 256, which isn't really that big. But we could make it a lot bigger eventually, because there's this algorithm called hash life, which basically allows you to scale Conway's Game of Life as far as you want, because it does some crazy dynamic programming. But the idea is, like, you could, instead of 256 by 256, you could do it thousands and thousands by thousands and thousands. And you'd be forced to, like, maybe you'd pick an account, maybe it would be tied to your Lightning address, but you'd be given given a color, and you could only build within a certain region, and you could only build within areas that are already claimed by your color, and you have to invade other people. And right now it doesn't do it, but it would be really simple to have a counter on the side for which color is the most populous in a certain in the map as is. So that when you see numbers are bigger than other numbers, people are going to want to make their numbers bigger than other people's numbers. That's about it. Other cool ideas that Koala had was have bets. So it'd be a round-based system where you'd set up, you'd have half the map, and the other person would have half the map, and you'd have some time to go pay to get cells to place on your half the map, and then you start the round, and then it would just run through the simulation, and you wouldn't be able to interact with it, and whoever claimed the most territory by the end of the round would win, and then people could bet on those really cool ideas. So there's a lot of cool things you could do with this. I didn't design this. My original idea was to design it properly, but then when I came to this this residency, I didn't really have the time to do it the right way, so it wouldn't scale very well. There's a few problems with the server, but enough that it's easily changeable. That's about it. Questions? I'd like to thank the whole Chaincode everybody for letting me spend a week on this. Like I'd never be able to do this myself. Yeah.
So what's the path to being able to go to Conways place?
Well, actually, not on this page, but if you go to foobar.style, it's already live, sort of. The problem is my algorithm for networking is like really, really naive in that it sends the entire world state over every tick, which is a quarter of a second, which is like really, really inefficient. But obviously, I could just like change that to just do diffs because that's the way more simpler solution. Other questions? But yeah, this is already live on testnet, not mainnet, but testnet. If you have a really good internet connection. Yeah. Thanks.